So our first question is, what is the role of socialization in the development of human mentality and human behavior?
Okay, first we will define what is socialization. Okay, it could be simply the act of acquiring culture and behavior of people. Okay, so whether you belong to NCR or you belong to another region or to another place, so you get to socialize, you get to relate. Now, as far as human mentality is concerned, the mentality here we would like to refer to, I'm presuming, is learning to be able to be part of a culture or people. So the role of socialization is to help a person to get along with people, how to get along. Like if you were new to NCR, so you learn to socialize in order for you to behave appropriately in that area. If you are from another place, you learn to socialize, so you also get to learn how to behave in that area. Sabi nga nila, do as the Romans do. So kung nasa Rome ka, you behave as a Roman. So kung nasa Pinas ka, you behave as a Filipino. If you go to another place, you behave like one. So for a person to be able to behave properly, then you need to know what is required in that culture or what are the norms of the people, how do the people look at certain behaviors, what is appropriate for them, what is not appropriate for them.
Thank you. So our second question is, how does social network influence socialization?
Actually, the word influence can be looked at in two ways. You can look at it positively. There is a positive influence. At the same time, there is negative influence. Okay. Social network, unfortunately, is also uncontrollable. Like you cannot really dictate what are the borders of social network. For example, Facebook. Facebook is a social network. Whoever posts there, normally your friends and yourself see what is posted. If you want to click public posting, you can also go public posting. How does it influence socialization? Little by little, what I am experiencing is that social network has begun to invade socialization. Like people start to behave according to what is said in Facebook. People start to have new expressions depending on what is said in Facebook, or people start to have new fashion, new kinds of trending in clothes or in expressions of people depending on what is in Facebook. So it has happened na instead of learning new ways of doing things as a people through personal direct contact, social media has come in through cyber, connections, and has affected our socialization. And there is positive to it and there is negative to it.
So what is the negative and positive impact of informal agent, which is socialization by social network to the lives of children?
Well, just like mass media, if things are not really censored or filtered, it's very hard to avoid, exposure to children on the negative impact of, whatever, social network, social media, Facebook, whether it's television, kind of social networking or chatting via social networking, there will always be a positive and negative impact. For example, negative impact would be children are exposed to things that are not really filtered in the internet. Even in Facebook, you see a lot of Facebook postings that are needing parental guidance. Okay, like violence videoed, or
Yes.
there is bullying being videoed, or there is a very graphic picture of dead bodies, because of war that is being posted. So that's the negative impact. And when children look at it, they might not know how to process what they see. On the positive side, they can also see a lot of good things in Facebook. Like they will be able to see how children of other cultures are behaving. Like I saw this one posting about Japanese education, that they do not hire janitors in their school because it's supposed to teach the students how to do their own cleaning, how to do their own keeping of things, the chairs, tables. So there's a positive impact to that.
What is re-socialization? When and why? When and why not?
I guess re-socialization would refer to what you were out from one place and then you return. So like if you were an OFW, so you go abroad, stay there for a few years, and then you come back to the Philippines. And when you come back to the Philippines, you have to re-socialize. You have to get back into the ways of how things are done here. Or you might be a soldier, like let's say American veterans, they were sent off to war, like in World War II, which is the most common example. They were fighting in Vietnam, or these were people who fought in Europe against the Germans, and then they went back to their country. And when they went back to their country, they have to adjust. Again, they have to re-socialize because they have been away for so long. And those are the times when people actually have a hard time adapting, no, if there is no support system from the government.
For the last question, if you were asked to create government policy to promote positive socialization experiences that would strengthen our society, what might you propose?
Positive socialization experiences. I would always like to promote exchange students in even from one university to another local university. For example, even from PNU student going for one semester to, let's say, to our campus, PNU Cadus, okay? And then PNU Agusan student coming to PNU Manila to experience what it's like here, so that there is always a experience of a different way of doing things, and it would make people more broad-minded. So if the government has funding for this, then they can pay for the expenses of the person, and maybe also for students to try to get to work in another place as long as it's in the Philippines, so that they will be able to understand other regions. Ganon. They're just not perfect adjusted in NCR. They also get to learn how to adjust to Region 3 if they work there. So that kind of policy, so that people are not just concentrated in NCR where there is already a huge number of migration. They can also go elsewhere.
So, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, they can.